The 6 clashes are rat and horse. Okay, these 2 animal signs is the clash, or ox and goat, tiger, monkey, rabbit and rooster, snake and pig, dragon and dog. Now these are called the 6 groups of clashes. How to mitigate a clash in your BaZi chart is probably one of the biggest questions that students of BaZi have. I got a clash coming up. How do I resolve it? How do I mitigate it? There's a clash between my relationship pillars, or my career pillars, with my life pillars, with my soul pillars. Oh my God, what should I do? Well, listen. Firstly, let me explain what a clash is in case you are new to astrology, okay, Chinese astrology. The 6 clashes are rat and horse. Okay, these 2 animal signs is the clash, or ox and goat, tiger, monkey, rabbit and rooster, snake and pig, dragon and dog. Now these are called the 6 groups of clashes. So which means that any of these animal signs that are seen in your astrology chart between your year, month, day, hour, or with your luck pillars, for example, is known as a clash. Okay, and normally as a beginning student of astrology, the moment you see the clash, it's like, how do I mitigate this? Must be something bad, because it's a clash. It's, first of all, a clash does not mean it's a bad thing. So this assumption first needs to be removed from your perception. Can you guys do that? Remove clash equals bad. Now, once you can comprehend, or you can brain clash is not equals to bad, then comes my second part of the question, of your question, which is, do you still need to mitigate something which is not bad? Therefore, you don't need to. So no mitigation is necessary. Understanding is important. You must understand a clash generally means that something it's about to abruptly change. Something that is first going in one direction now may have to change direction, or maybe something that was the original goal and intention of something now has a different purpose, or the goal no longer serves your original intention and therefore you have to change certain things. The difference is, in a clash, a change comes abrupt. Okay, it might be abrupt, it might be sudden, it might be a little bit surprise for you. Okay, that's what a clash can indicate. So because the people think a clash is bad because it indicates change, the first way to really mitigate, if you want to use the word mitigate, is to expect change. Because when you expect certain change that is coming, you would not be surprised when this thing happens, and therefore would not be unprepared for it. So change, being surprised, to anticipate. All right, so you want to mitigate first, anticipate a change is about to come. So the next part is putting context into this clash. So how do I know what would change, right? What would change and what should I be aware of so that I can anticipate instead of being surprised, or no, I'm caught off guard. Okay, so if the clash is happening between your year with your luck cycle, for example, it means in this luck cycle is a 10-year cycle, right? So really, really long. So that clash will indicate within this 10 years, because it's luck cycle, and with your year, which means it's your network, your friends, your industry, there's a change. So this change means you might change industry, you might change to a different market, or maybe even move to a different country or move houses, because it's a big change, right? So that's generally what I mean. So if you're prepared for it, or you are going to change your marketing style and change your presentation, or market to a different group of people or different demographics, you already anticipated it and made the change in a more proactive way, instead of allowing the change to happen to you and then you're shocked and then everything falls apart. Now you are deciding on the change and making the change happen, so it goes according to your way. Okay, so there's a difference between the year and the natal chart. So if a year like 2021 or 2022, which is in clash with the chart, is a small change to your group of friends. Maybe someone in your group of friends moved away. Maybe one person in your group of friends decided that, I want to unfriend you on social media, because the year pillar represents friends. That's all. It's not a big issue. You anticipate it, you won't get disappointed. Okay? So you want to say, I want more details about this. Then you need to go and study what star is inside that animal sign for you. what is being clashed. So you have 10 different stars. You have eating God star, you have direct wealth star. So it involves direct, let's say involve direct wealth, it involves some money, okay? Some exchange of currencies, exchange of money that gets affected. So it's sort of like a sort of a funnel. You actually work your way down to getting details. It's actually not complicated, but to a beginner who has not done studies, who wants stuff immediately, like tell me what it means. If you have that sort of mindset in studying parts, you're not going to learn anything. But if you have a mindset that say, oh, it's just layer by layer, it takes a bit of studying and you can unfold it, then it becomes easy, okay? So a clash between anything that involves the month involves your work environment, okay? Involves your job, involves how you perform your work, how you deliver value, how you execute what you say you will execute. So sometimes if you're not aware of the clash and the clash happens, that means there could be an abrupt change in job status. That's when people say, I don't know why I got fired, why I got this problem and all that. Well, you didn't anticipate it, all right? You didn't anticipate coming. It was a general year that, recession around the world and there's this, great layoffs and you happen to be unprepared, right? But if you saw that, you're prepared, you become indispensable, you change the way you do something, you change the way you operate, you add more value to what you do, you're going to get to stay in the job and you get to become indispensable in your job. And in fact, you may even get a clash may mean sudden increase in income. So there's so many ways to turn it around, not mitigate it. What you need to mitigate, you need to be prepared and anticipate it, okay? That's the whole purpose of learning astrology. So if a clash happens with the day pillar, it could be changing lifestyle, for example. It might change the way you perceive and receive love. It may change the way you treat your spouse or your partner. It may change the dynamics a bit. It may say, you know what, you might change a bad habit. You might improve yourself. Maybe he or she might change certain things and you'll be happy, right? It may not always be unhappiness about the change. Sometimes if you're arguing a lot and you have a lot of issues with each other, a change might say, you know what, let's give some distance, let's reflect and then come back together. So this might be a good thing if you anticipate and initiate the change on your own, okay? It's hanging on to saying, I don't want anything to change. That's when you have a problem, all right? So the clash in the hour pillar can mean you're selling an asset, for example, or maybe your kids are moving out, which is good news to a lot of people, or maybe there is a sort of a change in terms of your asset portfolio, for example. So there's so many things that can happen. Now you may know, so that's too generic. I want specifics. To get specifics, you need to know which star is involved in the clash. The star will now tell you the details. The intensity of the star, which is the 5 elements, will then give you the further details about exactly what sort of aspects you should be focusing on. That's how you actually read a chart. So no need to mitigate a clash, understand it, and be in control. That's what you need to do.
Check inside the description for the link.